In September of 2019, Apple released the iPhone 11, 11 Pro, and 11 Pro Max. These phones were the direct replacements of the iPhone XS, XS Max, and the iPhone XR. So now I'll talk about my 8-month experience with the iPhone 11 Pro, and I'll also go over my thought process of why I purchased the iPhone 11 Pro over the Pro Max or even the iPhone 11. To begin, the reason why I chose this phone over the iPhone 11 was because of two reasons. I'm not a fan of the 6.1-inch form factor of the phone, nor am I a fan of aluminum bezels or the frame of the phone. After owning the iPhone 10, I found that the iPhone 10's 5.8-inch display with the stainless steel frame was the best combination. This explains why I didn't choose the iPhone 11 Pro Max as well, because that's a 6.5-inch display and it's just a little bit too big for my hands. Another reason why I chose to go with the Pro series over the 11 is actually the screen. What not many people know or care about is that the iPhone 11 has a 720p display while the iPhone Pro and the Pro Max have higher resolution displays. They're closer to about 2K or UHD as it's called. To begin, we're going to touch upon the options that these phones came in. So, for the iPhone 11 Pro, it came in the option of 64 gigabytes, 256, and 512. It was featured in space gray, white, gold, and midnight green. This model I have right here is the midnight green model, which I do really like. I do keep it in a clear case, which I'll touch upon. Now I'm going to go over my favorite things about this phone. My first favorite thing is the battery life. This phone is connected to my Apple Watch, it's connected to AirPods, it's connected to my car, and I'm still able to get between 7:30 a.m. to 12 a.m. at night, and I'm still able to have my phone at 30% battery life by the end of the night, which is significantly better than my iPhone 10. My iPhone 10 would always be on charge around 10 or 11 o'clock with almost 1 or 2% battery left to go. The camera is another reason why a lot of people upgraded from prior generation iPhones to the 11 Pro or the Pro Max or even the iPhone 11. Apple introduced the ultra wide camera this year into their phones, which is awesome. I love being able to take a photo without having to move back. Sometimes you don't have the room to move back. So the ultra wide camera is a really nice touch to these phones. The camera quality ever since Apple unlocked the deep fusion feature on this camera is absolutely amazing. I'm not a camera buff, but my understanding of what deep fusion is that the phone will actually take a bunch of photos before you take the photo and after you take the photo. And it will combine them all within milliseconds to make the perfect image with the most perfect amount of detail, which I've seen plenty of times with this phone. Taking pictures of my dog, taking pictures of wilderness, going to the mountains, and so on. When it comes to Face ID, Apple's Face ID technology has been approved since the iPhone XS. You're able to catch more of an angle when your phone is sitting down on a table than you were able to do with the XS and the iPhone X. In the smartphone world, there's essentially two biometric sensors that are being used: face sensors and fingerprint sensors. When it comes to Samsung and all that, they actually just take a photo of you, a 2D photo, while Google's Pixel line and Apple's iPhone line, they actually do what they call 3D rendering. So the phone is actually mapping your face out, noticing all imperfections, scars, and more of a 3D image rather than Samsung, Huawei, LG's non-facial recognition technology where they just take a photo of you. So my next point now is durability. How the iPhone 11 Pro has held up over the last 8 months. So when it comes to screen, I always use screen protectors on my devices. Even though I have Apple Care, the screen replacement is cheaper, but I rather just put a $10 screen protector on it than paying $40 to get the screen replaced. Another thing is that a lot of YouTubers have mentioned and a lot of sites have talked about what they call Scratchgate. What Scratchgate essentially is that the the allelophobic coating, so the anti-fingerprint coating on the screen of these phones, tend to get scratched up a lot easier than prior generations. So just putting the phone in and out of your pocket can actually lead to a lot of scratches on your display. Since I've gotten the phone, I've pretty much had it in a couple different cases. I've tried Spigen's clear case, I've tried the Apple leather case, but my favorite case so far is this one by a company called Toro. It's there's clear see-through case, and I'm a really big fan of it. It fits nicely, doesn't make the phone too bulky or anything like that. So, like I mentioned, I do have Apple Care on my phone, and that's just because I do tend to keep my phones for 2+ years. So, at the end of my 2-year warranty on my phone, either I'll decide if I want to upgrade to a new phone, or I'll just take the liberty of getting a replacement through Apple Care. So now the cons of this device. The phone doesn't have 5G, and I do understand 5G is not an option that's really readily available to everybody in every market, but it would be nice to have the option available once it is. It just makes this phone more future proof. It makes this phone last a little bit longer because Apple is likely to update this software on this device for the next 5 to 6 years. We're still getting iOS 14 on the iPhone 6s, which is a device that came out in 2015. So this phone is likely going to be outdated severely once 5G has become more available in everybody's areas of the world. Another thing I don't like about this phone is that with the better battery life, Apple did have to put a thicker phone together. So this phone is a little bit thicker than the iPhone 10s, the 10. So it does make it a little bit unbearable when you have to put a really protective case on it. That's why I'm always aiming for more slim cases. That's why I didn't like the Apple leather case. It's just that it made it too bulky. This case right here is actually pretty slim. It has only, I believe they said, 0.03 mm to the case, so it doesn't really add too much in the case of bulkiness. Other than that, I've been really enjoying the time I spent with the iPhone 11 Pro. I possibly will be upgrading to the iPhone 12 depending on what kind of stellar features are available in it. If you have any questions about the device or anything that was said during this review, please leave a comment. I'll get right back to you. Stay safe, everybody. Have a great one.